No, I believe the state government should not give anybody land for free. Because those lands, if you don't know what to do with, if you want to go into real estate, go and buy land yourself. The state cannot give you land. There is no freebie. Yes, Peter Mbah promised water, and he has failed woefully. He has not been able to provide the water. If Enugu State Government is short of idea on how to solve the water problem in Enugu State, bring foreign investor, because that sector alone is a great income earner. Peter Mbah promised in the Enugu water, and we all understand that one of the hardest problem we face in Enugu, one is that we needed a governor that will come and solve the water problem in Enugu State, and then two, we needed someone who will come into the state and revolutionize the state, because Enugu State is known as a civil servant state. It's a civil service state. Businesses were not thriving. All right? Yes, really, businesses were not thriving. And now what the governor, Peter Mbah, did was, he came and then, yes, he's building roads, he's building schools, he's building healthcare centers. But is he really encouraging entrepreneurs to come into the state? Okwuruora was actually, or has always been, a beholden son, a well-welcomed son of Enugu State, and a bona fide Nkano man, jus solis and jus sanguis. But what happens when a previously good relationship goes sour, and then a man who has been praising the governor begins to criticize him? All right? Now, a lot of people will tell you that Okwuluora has been making demands on the government, allegedly. That is according to what the media aide to the governor has been saying. But aside from that, it goes beyond, just the demands that Okwuluora had towards our own dear governor. It goes, in fact, the real question that we should be asking is, if Okwuluora criticizes the action of government or the actions of the governor, in what sense is he doing so? Is it because the governor failed actually to, grant his wishes? Or is it because the governor has failed in doing what he has promised the state to do? That's the real question. The banter up and down is, for me, is very unnecessary, right? Because we all know that Peter Mbah has been doing marvelously well in some areas, and then there are some other places that he has a black patch in his white safari. All right? We all know. Because we remember that Peter Mbah promised in the Enugu, I inclusively, because I joined her in campaign for Amo. All right? I also campaigned for him. Yes. But when you promise a state that you were going to solve the nagging issue of water supply within 180 days, and then you fail to actually fulfill that promise, and then when somebody reminds you of that failure of your administration to address the issue which you made the primary motive or the primary component of your campaign, well, if somebody criticizes you on that, then it's not terrible. All right, it's not bad, because a promise is a promise. Just imagine you tell me now that by 2 o'clock tomorrow morning I should come and take 2,000. That you give me 2,000, and then I came by 2 o'clock. Rather than you giving me the 2,000, you give me other things, excluding the 2,000. Now, psychologically, I already had it at the back of my mind that I am going to meet you, and then when I get there, I'll get 2,000. Rather, when I came to meet you, you gave me a bottle of beer. Does that satisfy the reason of me coming to meet you? No, it does not. Now, Peter Mbah promised in the Enugu water, and we all understand that one of the hardest problem we face in the Enugu one is that we needed a governor that will come and solve the water problem in Enugu State. And then two, we needed someone who will come into the state and revolutionize the state, because Enugu State is known as a civil servant state. It's a civil service state. Businesses were not thriving. All right? Yes, really, businesses were not thriving. And now what the governor, Peter Mbah, did was, he came and then, yes, he's building roads, he's building schools, he's building healthcare centers. But is he really encouraging entrepreneurs to come into the state? Because if you come to the southeast right now, I think Enugu State, when it comes to taxation, Enugu State pays the highest taxes. Even a man who stays in a kiosk and he's selling just some very few wares pays as much as a man who has a very big shop. Now, this taxation system on its own is killing businesses. Now, back to the water area. Enugu State has suffered from scarcity of water for as long as I know. All right. Now, this morning, I would have taken a picture of those guys. You see people, you see a lot of kids, men and women carrying gallons around just in search of water. In the 21st century of Enugu State, water has always been the problem of Enugu State. Now, business, bringing in business or entrepreneurs into Enugu State has always been a problem. All right. So when you criticize Okwuruora that he said that the governor did not provide water, truly did the governor provide water? He did not. He promised to do so and he failed. What they did was to bring an Austrian, an Australian, allegedly, who came and defrauded the state with the nonsense water galleries that water has never flown in them since those water galleries were established. And then people were applauding the governor that it is a promise well kept. Where did that promise, what is that, like I've always said, is that how water supply should run in a 21st century state? As far back as 1997, when I lived in Cameroon, pipe bomb water runs in every home and it is measured. There is a water meter that is attached close to your house. Now, you consume water, you pay for them. You consume electricity, they bill you. And then it's a great money-making venture for the state. If Enugu State Government is short of idea on how to solve the water problem in Enugu State, bring foreign investors, because that sector alone is a great income earner. Bring foreign investors to tackle the water challenge we have in the state. Take, for instance, in my house, my brother's house in the village. There was a period of time that they brought some experts who sinks borehole, and they came around there and then they made a prediction that water could not be found. Until the man found some other expert who came and told them that there is too much water here, and today that borehole is running. In a 21st century state, we should not be talking about the usage of wells. In a 21st century state, it's not about building hotels everywhere. Okay, now look at Presidential Hotel now. They've opened it. And then the next thing we are seeing is that almost literally all the political meetings will be held in that Presidential Hotel. And that it will kill it. Because those politicians will never pay for the services that are being rendered there. And that was what killed the first presidential hotel. And the same action is being undertaken now. All right? It will kill it. And then if somebody speaks out loud, you will say the person is looking for appointment, or that the person is looking for land to free land for real estate. No, I believe the state government should not give anybody land for free. Because those lands, if you don't know what to do with, if you want to go into real estate, go and buy land yourself. The state cannot give you land. There is no freebie. All right. Even though the state government shares some of these lands to their friends and cronies and the royalists, all right. At each given time, they share this land to them. But if Okwuluora wants to go into real estate, go and buy land. All right. I cannot agree. I cannot even. It should not be spoken about. All right, that you are a philanthropist. Yes, you've been doing great work. But that does not mean they will give you free land, or that you want to become a political appointee. It's not by force to be a political appointee. You cannot force a government to give you political appointment. When they deem it necessary, they will give you political appointment. It's not by force, right? But the state government or the PAs or the social media managers of the governor should not politicize it or overshoot it out of proportion. Yes, Peter Mbah promised water, and he has failed woefully. He has not been able to provide the water.